Welcome back, everyone, to more Betrayal at Krondor. I got patches, so to get out of near death, I don't know. Maybe if you go to the church, you can probably heal quicker, but I just used a shitload of green healing potions, and that got him out of the near death status. What happens is the potions do very little to restore health at first, and as you use more, I think I used about 20 potions on him, so let's head back to North Warden. Those mages didn't leave a shit, apparently. Patrick's feeling good. That was a hell of a fight. That was a hell of a fight. Scratch one group of Moored Hill magicians. We found them, Duke, and we fucked them up after 17 tries. Good. I want you three to hurry ahead to the castle. They've already turned back an irritation assault today, and I think the Baron can use your help right now. I need to find out what has happened to one of the scouts that's gone missing. I'll be along as soon as I can. This is going to wrap up Chapter 5, folks, so prepare thyself for Chapter 6. Guess we can hit the shop one more time. I did find these on the mages, these astral infinity pool deals. I didn't figure out what they did. Hopefully they don't take our characters away and we can find out. The portcullis creaked. An ashen-faced soldier trembled as he labored at the monolithic peg wheel, his back arched backwards taut as a bowstring as he hauled the iron gate upwards. With a jerk of his neck, he gasped between clenched teeth for James and his companions to hurry inside. Within, a handful of soldiers hurried to various tasks on the battlements, and panicked captains attempted to rally the surviving contingents of the day's fighting. Something's wrong, James muttered, observing the disarray. What's happened? Baron Gabbett's been murdered, that's what's happened, a nearby soldier shouted, glancing up from where he worked feverishly at unplugging the keg of oil. Found a bloody nest of nighthawks in our midst. They murdered the Baron's staff and 3 of his captains before we cornered him in a storeroom. Torch those corpses immediately, James ordered. They might be Black Slayers. Where is Duke Martin? Don't know. You're the closest thing we have to notability. At the moment, to nobility. Guess that puts you in command, Signor. James said nothing as the rumble of thunder split the sky. Half-dead soldiers trumped past, their eyes hollowed with exhaustion as they traded places with equally worn men, brought from the dining hall turned infirmary. Few men still possessed clothing unstained by blood. Dour with the turn of events, James eyed the horizon for any sign of help. In all likelihood, the Moored Hill would attempt to breach the wall today, and there was little he could do about it. Nighthawk treachery had silenced their cannons, and too many men had fallen in 4 days of heavy fighting. Attack! A voice screamed in the stillness. Attack, men! On the south face! James cast a fuming curse into the sunrise. He might die, but he would send as many Moored Hill as he could reach into the halls of Death Goddess before he would go down. Oh, fuck, my neck! The Moored Hill thrashed. As life dimmed in his horrified eyes, he toppled backwards into the wooded balustrade. With an ear-splitting shriek, the railing sundered into flying splinters, tumbled after his flailing feet as he disappeared into nothingness. Almost too dazed to breathe, James bolted to the wall, sight of his fallen opponent. A crumpled heap of armor lay far below, splashed in gore and spreading stain of red. Close by, a grim-looking figure lowered his crossbow and tilted up his shaggy dark head to favor the Signor with a rare smile. Arutha! I was beginning to believe you were going to miss all the fun. Delacan would think me impolite if I didn't attend his little party. How are the men? Very bad. The original garrison of 415 men, 227 are dead. 35 are mortally wounded, and the rest are afflicted with dysentery, or are too exhausted to wield a sword. Your arrival came none too soon. No discourtesy intended, Prince, but why did you wait so long in coming? We made all haste, nearly to the point of calamity. Your well-meaning messengers bumped into trouble and nearly didn't win themselves free. Consequently, we didn't receive your word until it was nearly too late for us to respond. We were greatly fortunate to arrive as soon as we did. The Mordhill are in retreat. What few of them remain. By the accounts of my scouts, they think there may have been at least 6 companies in the hills. About that, since they didn't have the decency to attack all at once, we couldn't tell. If our trackers are to be believed, 4 of those companies slipped out a week ago, while the other 2 kept your forces pinned down. The rest apparently turned southwest. Sounds like they mean to strike at High Castle. Undoubtedly, since the Mordhill leader has mimicked many of the moves that his predecessor Mermandamus has made, it stands to reason he may make many of the same mistakes. As a precaution, I split my forces and diverted half of them to High Castle. As soon as we're finished cleaning up here, I'll take the rest of our companies to engage him there. And thus we start Chapter 6, Betrayal. Pug concentrated on the storm. White caps curled on the face of the bitter sea as furious jags of lightning slashed down from the darkening sky. Far off, the wobbling sails of the ships leapt in the tuft of gray waves, struggling desperately against winds and threatened to shear them into ragged scraps. Fishermen and frenzied shipmasters busied themselves along Krondor's docks as they raced to batten down the flapping hatches and prevent unsecured goods from pitching into the churning seas. Everywhere there were planks and hammers and ropes, but among the workers not a soul dared utter a word. Wrongness. Pug sensed it as clearly as he smelled the salt in the air and felt the hardwood railing under his hand. What had begun 3 days ago as a seemingly weak summer squall was intensifying into the thrashing eye of violence. Within hours it would make landfall, doubtless bruising the livelihoods of many coastal towns, Krondor among them. Perhaps it can be tamed, Pug thought, his face twisting into a frown, more of a lesser path affair, but it should be simple enough. Even as he extended his hand, the image of another storm formed in his mind, unbidden, a terrifying storm that had raged over his head as he came into the greatness of his power in the far-distant empire called Surunanunununkunkania. A storm that had tested his right to be a member of the alien assembly of magicians. A storm that had rent open the heavens and forever set him apart from the other mortal men. Energy leapt from Pug's outstretched fingers into the heart of the storm, exploding within its glorious rainbow pattern that illuminated the clouds in a throbbing elemental display. Greenish bands of color danced the sky as the winds began to abate, and torrential rains quickly softening to a mild patter as blue blasts of energy moved between sea and sky. Gently the ocean stilled of its own accord. Satisfied the threat was reduced, Pug discontinued the spell with a slicing gesture and stepped back to watch the storm's progress. The sight eased his mind and allowed him time to mull over a series of issues, not the least of which was the ruined vacation that he, his wife Katala, and daughter Gamina had intended on making in Krondor. But like a lodestone to metal, he found his thoughts returning again and again to recollections of the Empire. Arrayed in flame, the enemy comes, to shriek his cadence on skeleton drums. For thunder's spite we'll raise our call, though down shall crumble empire all. A Surani poet, I believe he was House Omichan. House Minwanabi, reign of the 53rd light of heaven. Is there something you need to see me about, Makala? I am busy. Busy? You've been behaving like a Nedra bull with a burr in his bit. I came to ask what was Pug of Stardock so distracted that he cannot find time to meet with his associate magicians. Has his reputation so inflated that a member of the Surani Assembly is no longer worthy of his attention? I am sorry, perhaps you are right. I have just been very preoccupied. I find myself obsessed with this storm. All week I felt it building over the bitter sea, and all the while I've suspected there is more than its immediate perceptible. It doesn't feel natural. Have you seen its like? I have seen its match in destruction. As I recall, you created far more havoc in Suranunununiya when you disrupted my emperor's imperial games. Several city blocks destroyed, countless lives lost. the warlord cast down in dishonor. I had a feeling you didn't summon a rift door to chastise me about my lack of attention. What is this about, Makala?
Your loyalties, Pug. While you claim loyalty to the Empire, you live your life under the influence of the Midkemian king and took a wife of Thural Highlander. Your judgment is suspect.
From the day I left the Empire, my judgment and my loyalty ceased to be the concern of the Assembly of Magicians. I do what I see best for all concerned.
I see. Then is any act justifiable in that end?
If it serves the common good, yes.
Even if it violates an individual's rights?
What do you wish for me to say, Makala? You led me as if I were one of the Nedra cows, but I'm in no mood for games. State your business.
Very well. Your daughter Gamina has blossomed into a remarkable young woman with a perfect pair of tits. She is beautiful, gracious, and an honor to your house. Unfortunately, she is also a girl with remarkable powers. Your love for your daughter has led you to grievous miscarriages of your duties. Why have you let her live?
My estimation of a person's magical talents is not determined by their sex, Makala, and I refuse to murder my child to appease a barbaric tenant of the Assembly. They have no authority in Midkemia.
In this instance, I believe they will choose to ignore the geography. At this juncture, the Assembly is troubled, surrounded by anti-traditionalists who embrace your Midkemian values, led in a large part by Mara of the Akoma. Open defiance by you as our most notable member could weaken our position within the Empire, and that is something we cannot afford. We would be forced to make you publicly comply. Although I am equally wary of female abomination, I have no desire to see your daughter dead. I have acted on your behalf and placed her in exile until such a time we can agree upon her ultimate fate.
Why didn't you consult me? Where have you sent her?
Secret if you wish, but it will avail to you little. Your further interference will likely ensure that the Assembly will carry out its order of death. They will be unable to kill her, however, if they cannot find her. It would be to your advantage to leave her be.
I will not content myself to sit here while the Assembly banters about the value of my daughter's life. I shall find her, and then I tell your brethren to expect my visit.
You embark on a dangerous road, but it is yours to take. Farewell, then, Pug.
You're a dickhead, old man. The Book of Macros says fuck you. The meditation tower being one of the first places I suspected of looking. I went there as soon as I discovered that neither he nor my daughter appeared for breakfast that morning. There I found a message that he had burnt into the wall. The Book of Macros? What do you think the message means? I thought for a while that he intended for us to contact the magician named Macros. But it would feel a feat impossible for even Pug to accomplish. Macros left Midkemia long ago, and all he left behind were his writings. And presumably this Book of Macros would be among the books he left behind. Perhaps, but I cannot be certain. The library that Macros left on Sorcerer's Isles was vast, and it took us the better part of a year to move the bulk of it to the Academy of Stardock. Since that time, some of the volumes have been lent out to various scribes so that they can be cataloged and transcribed. Then the book could be anywhere. A new approach. Before he disappeared, did that note anything usual that he may have said or done? As I said earlier, he had seemed agitated for some time, but yes, there was something. About a month ago, we were walking in the gardens outside of the palace, just the two of us enjoying the day, when suddenly he halted us near a sewer grate. When I asked him what was wrong, he said, "Not all of the sheep are in our fold." Sheep? Forgive me, lady, but your husband seems to have an infuriating penchant for the cryptic. Not ordinarily, no. Only when things are on his mind. But come, I must head towards the Stardock and look for evidence of this Book of Macros there. Where shall you two go?
We go below, into the sewers under Krondor. Owen, good lady, I believe we shepherds have an errant flock of sheep to find. Oh yeah, we're back with the Twin Diesel Twins. Fuck yeah. Okie dokie.
That's the kind of melee and defense and fucking lockpick, stealth, armor craft, and weapon craft I'm talking about. casting 100%. Although Patches did have 113% casting somehow. I guess it can still go up. Why the fuck is Weaponcraft activated? Much better stealth. Owen smiled, weapon in hand. Two men stood face to face, their stubble blue faces flushed as they exchanged loud insults. "You may quit now, fellows. I've seen it before," Owen said. "I'll not be jumping in to save either of your necks, and consequently I'll not be giving either of you my pouch."
Very well then, smiled one man. We do this the hard way.
Always fucking with Owen. Yeah, that's not good. Good luck, Owen. You're fucked. Luckily, they got dragon armor. Gorath, how are you gonna go and get paralyzed? They can barely hurt him. This shit lasts way too long. That's one way the game fucks you. Does paralysis even wear off? Whatever that fucking spell is? Owen could at least be attacking. That didn't work out too well. I don't even have a fucking save, you son of a fuck. Alright, let's try not to get our ass kicked this time. Fuck no, I'm not gonna open that shit now. The opponents were surprised. Well, you know how that's gonna go down. I'm not fucking around. Why does that spell not work? Is it not? Maybe it doesn't work in. Or is it just failing? I don't fucking know. I really don't know. I know those cocksuckers just ate. $30 of my fucking spell points. Look at that, instant kill. Fucking instant kill, bruh. I'm gonna need to save. This is not an easy battle. Even had surprise. I don't know what the fuck just happened there though. That. Keep them busy. Keep those mages busy. Keep them busy, Owen. keep him busy till Gorak gets over there to schwack the living shit out of him. This is funny. This is like when they're chasing Owen. I've had enough of you, dickhead. Oh, you ran into the wrong spot, sir. It was the wrong fucking spot. All right, chapter 6, folks. Moving right along. There's 9 chapters in the game. All varying lengths. Okay, it's an empty chesticle. I didn't think they had very good weapons because they weren't hitting worth a shit. That's okay with me, though. Notice the gold is different. You do not take the gold from the previous party. Powder bag? I need to powder my fucking face. Let's go ahead and share that. Make sure we're at 14. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Keep that sword good, baby. Keep it good. They were not alone. It's Cat. You're not Marcus. Where did you come from? Above, from the palace from Krondor. Not to be confused with, what's-his-face's wife, Catalin or whatever. From above? Then you're one of Puck's students. He sent you down to help us. No. I don't understand. Why the fuck are you here? To play with your titties. And that Duke Pug knows of the magicians who are living in the sewers under Krondor, and we need to speak to them about something. Would you know anything about them? I have no time for this. I have something that I have to find, and the markers are making a thorough search of the sewers. If they find me, I'll be floating in a harbor down. The markers may be looking for you, but they aren't looking for us. If we find what you're looking for, we might be able to prevent your death. In exchange, you answer a few questions and give a little schlub on the knobby knob, and in a half hour you can be on the road to Soth, or Malik's Cross, or wherever the fuck you want to go. How do I know you won't have the Thieves Guild lying in wait for me? You don't. But as you said, without our help, you're already as good as dead. As I see it, at least we can give you an option that doesn't end in a grave. Let's help each other. Tell me what you're looking for. A bronze statue. I believe it's called the Idol of Asur. The Crawler heard a legend from the Keshian years ago about this object. It's the initial reason that he started looking for magicians to aid him, and it's reputed to endow its owner with the power over health. Legend has it that the idol was aboard a ship that went down near Krondor, but the Crawler believes that it made it to dry land and was eventually buried here in the city that was Keshian. And if we bring you the statue, you'll tell us what we need to know. My word, anything you need to know. Fine. And the schlobby on the knobby, don't forget about that. That's happening. That's 100% happening. You hooker. You Keshian hooker, you. Another figure moved. It's Limmy Lim. You're in Maka territory. I advise you to turn about and leave before I'm forced to fuck you up. Please, if you could just answer a few questions for us, we'll be out of here. Questions? Only thing that concerns me is getting the mess from the storm taken care of and getting us all back to our collective feet. Ordinarily, we don't object to storm nows and then. Brings the smell out, if you know what I mean. But this storm, it did us a piece, all right. Water come in from the seas and washed a score of us to the ocean. Destroyed our headquarters and ruined our plan to take care of a little local problem, and we almost had him. Him? Who did you almost have? The Crawler, that's who. Not that it concerns you anyways, cockhead. Once he had the upright man out of his way, I guess he decided that it was time to come around and claim his prize. We had, of course, other ideas. We had a handy little trap all baited for him, one such that he couldn't refuse. Would have had him scurrying back to the Sunset Isles or wherever else in the 7 lower hells he came from. Unfortunately, the weather didn't cooperate with our little plan. Are any of you markers magicians? No, at least none that admits it freely. Sooner cut a magician's throat than let him among us, but if the truth be known, we would have welcomed one in the past few months. Some of the Crawler's men are the magic types. Are they? Any of them left down here? Who's to say? We're still picking through our own dead, much less worried about which one of them's still here. God damn it! Large portions of sewers are collapsed. There's even word that when a portion of the seawall collapsed, it opened a new stairwell to a lower level of sewers. Have you taken anything off the men who are posing as markers? There's not much for carrying treasure, but yeah, I seen found nice bits. Tumbled a corpse I found near the sea gate this morning. If the price is right, I might be interested in buying booty from you. That's so. Well, then my price is 100 gold. 100 gold? You said you don't carry anything of value. Seems of value to you, asshole, and I say it's worth 100 sovereigns. Deal? Sure, it's robbery, but we'll take it. Good then, I'll get my satchel for you.
I think it's time we left, Owen.
Do what you like, pointy ears. Get the fuck out the sewers before someone decides to make a meat pie out ya. Believe me, I have no burning desire to stay down here. I, for one, will be quite happy if I never see the underside of Krondor again. Goodbye, Lemmy Lem, and good luck. What the fuck did we buy? The Journal of the Unknown Dwarf, the majority of which the pages in the book were concerned with a creature which the author referred alternatively to as Brarak-Nur, Brak-Nur, and Brak-Nur. Some mention was also made about a secret chamber in the lower chambers of Makmordan Kadal, which once had been occupied by someone named Ruragal. Oh, here's a note from the Crawler. I am uninterested in your difficulties with the Guild of Thieves under Krondor. It was your responsibility to deal with them, and your special training should give you more than an adequate advantage over those common thieves. You ought to locate the amulet of the Upright Man and the idol of Lassur, and load them aboard the Nightcrawler immediately. We are pressing business with our serpentine clients in the Sunset Isles, and I don't believe they will be patient while I tell them about the incompetence of my hirelings. Amulet of the Upright Man? I own that shit. At least I did. Probably sold it. Sold it for kibble. Got enough fucking potions here? I think so. I think we do. I think we good. Ooh, I got my doggy horn too. Don't fuck with me. I got my doggy horn. Alright, I don't think I need this anymore, do I? I'll keep it. I'll keep it till we get out of here. Oh shit. It's dark again. Fuck! Owen sniffed the air, expecting a foul aroma from the lower levels of the sewers. He was pleasantly surprised that it seemed less rank than the sewers through which they had already trudged. Believe it or not, it smells better down there, he remarked. Shall we go down and have a look around? They descended noisily. Several times Owen nearly lost his footing on the mossy steps, but fortunately caught himself before sending them all tumbling down the stairwell. At last, they emerged into a large corridor, and Owen cast light. Let's keep going. I see some assholes ahead. They agreed to fuck shit up. But first they saved the game. The enemy was not surprised at all. In fact, they ran up on Owen and began kicking the living shit out of him. Man, if he's paralyzed, that's the end of the fucking match. It's done. It's fucking over. Not that I'm not gonna try. No matter where I go, that swordsman's gonna follow me. Alright, now you fucked up. Okay, Evil Seek doesn't fucking work on... I don't know. Maybe they have to be evil. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. You fuckers tell me. Maybe it doesn't work in the dungeon. This shit don't work, but guess what? Dragon skin works. Oh, poor little Magey Mage can't think. His mind is fucked. I'm not opening shit until I save. You son of a bitch. Now I'm gonna reload. Too lazy to cast my Eyes of Iship. Ah, that's it. The scent. Whoa. Idol of Lasur, there it is. The votive idol rested in his hand like a squat, sexless gnome. It's like Buddha. Rationally, Owen knew that it would take no great effort to crush the Lyrian ivory figurine. He would merely have to close his hand. But somehow he felt as if their roles were reversed, as if he were the fragile thing in the statue's tiny palm. Also, this sword. Lim's Kragma chilling down here in the dunge. $36.52. It's not as good as this. This is a badass sword. We need to get blessed. It is a badass sword. Dropping that shit. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't need torches either. Get fucking torches out of here. That dragon plate though. I have no idea if we'll be able to make it out of here and sell it, so I'm just gonna have to leave it behind. Not really worth that much of that damaged anyhow. Alright, well, there's really no other reason to even explore here. There's some fights, but nothing that I think we need. And the fights aren't even that great, so don't think we're going to want to waste any more time here. Oh, and nearly broke his neck. Less foot-sure than Gorath and further encumbered by his bulky staff, it was a constant struggle for him to keep upright as they wound up the mousy steps. However However, glad he was to sea level ground, he was less pleased with the smells that now assaulted him. Stinks like shit up here. Alright, we need to return to Kat and give her this statue. Boop, 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 boop. Look, Lem, fuck off, man. What do you know about the object called the Idol of Lesur? Some sort of kid story in it? About a wizard or other, what gives you the power over the goddess of death or some such silliness? Why would anyone be looking for it in Krondor? Part of the story, as I remember it, it was supposed to have been hidden away in a deep secret part of the sewers by this Keshin, what? Something like that. But it's not real, I can guarantee that. If it existed, the mockers would have found it by now. I can hear the markers getting closer. Have you found the idol? Aren't you concerned with the crawler will abuse the idol? With it, he might kill hundreds of people, the prince or maybe even the king. Are you sure you want to give it to him? I'm counting on using it. You see, he didn't learn everything there is to know about the idol. The idol of the Sur does give its owner the power over life, but none on Midkemia can be its true owner. The Sur is its owner, and that is but another Islani name for Lim's Kragma, the goddess of death. For any else that lay claim to it, they will die within a month. I thought you worked for the crawler. No one works for the crawler. What men surround him do so out of fear or debt, but none for the loyalty's sake. I intend to put his plans to ruin. But we don't have time to talk about that. To the matter of our deal. Who leads the crawler's magicians? I'm not certain, but I believe it's Abbot Graves in Malik's Cross. He was known as an exceptional scribe once, and he trusted books coming from the Stardark until Pug discovered what was happening. So the abbot would have been trusted with transcribing books and magic. All sorts of books. He was the one that found out the Idol of Lesur's true nature and relayed the information to me. I think you've told me what I needed to know. Thank you, and I hope I wish you well. It always boils down to less evils, doesn't it? Perhaps someday our choices won't be so grim. Goodbye, boy, and good luck to you as well. We need rest. There you go. We should try to open it. We got lockpick 2000 over here. Skeleton key. I bet we need a key. Oh, nope. There we go. Krondor! That wasn't a level 3? Look, what the fuck? Reload. Alright, reloaded. Not spending 800 sovereigns on that. Gotta save up for the Blessed 3, man. It's the only way to go. Oh, that's a new key for sure. Cast in brass, the key type was unfamiliar, though its size suggested it was made to open a door rather than a chesticle. On the reverse side was a royal seal, over which was inscribed 3 lines of script. Property of Nivik, Lord Minstrel of Finsk, Western Realm Krondor. Something of that nature. And of course the food is spoiled. Gorel stopped and bent down to examine something on the ground. After several seconds, he stood and began to speak.
There are wagon tracks on the ground here, but something's not right. They look fairly old, but the marks are too thin. Ordinary wagon wheels are about, say, 6 inches. These couldn't be wider than 3. There could be an ambush ahead. If we proceed in the direction we are currently heading, we should do so with great caution.
Who's gonna fuck with these two? Ambushers, that's who. Holy shit, Taki! Alright, we're outside. Evil Seek better work. Why is his range so shite? A lot of these guys don't want to stick around for this madness. Dude, you just killed your homie. Owen is getting fucked up. I got one of those things too, asshole. Am I encumbered? I mean, what the fuck is going on here? About time we got Owen a new staff. Shit. Wooden staff. $20 and 10 skill. Good trade. Good trade. Koltari poison. Will I need it? I don't know. I don't know. Let's take it. Let us take it. We're heading north toward Sarth. These are all places we've been to long ago in the LP. But now they have new enemies guarding the area. Probably a poisoner's dream come true. Better run off, you little bitch. It's a cheaper level 1 mod. I gotta look up the chapels and see where we can get the level 3 bless. We are gonna get the best sword in the game at this video, or not this video, but this chapter. But this is the second best sword in the game, so maybe I should just save my money to bless the best sword in the game, if it's possible. I'm not sure. But a bless type 1, no thanks. We want to buff it up to the extreme and rock the mic like a vandal. Light up the fucking stage like a candle. Save me! Fucking poison me. Gorath is just going to be dropping bitches left and right. Those lightning wand shit. Yeah! Take that, you jerk. This motherfucker. Did you just poison me again? You son of a bitch. You like that, dickhead? You ain't hitting shit, buddy. You can just run away. Oh, you lucky bastard. Get him, Gorath. Boom! You sons of bitches. I mean, that's a lot of dead dudes. Alright, I'm out of here. Too difficult. Brother Mark hove into view, still wielding a hoe in his hammy fist. He gestured to Owen with it.
I would advise you stay well clear of Sarth. Our brother Dominic has fallen ill with Quegan fever. Why didn't anyone treat the fever before it became serious? None of us knew he was infected until this morning. When he woke this morning, he reported to the brother as herbalist and was experiencing dizziness. It's one of the early signs of the fever, but I wouldn't be overly concerned. Quegan fever is rarely fatal to adults. It's not the fever's primary effects that concerns me. As Keeper of the Gates, Brother Dominic is the greatest wielder of the magical arts among us. Should he begin to hallucinate, he may lose his capacity to discern between real and imagined threats. He might view other members of the Brotherhood as enemies, or perhaps he will see a threat in the outside world. We know from Pug of Stardock that things of this nature can occur when magicians fall ill. No one can break this fever. I'm sure a herbalist will do it what he can, but our best hope resides in Brother Dominic's iron will. Until such time as fever breaks, the Abbey of Ishap of Sarth will be a fearfully dangerous place, and I would advise against going any closer. Is there something you needed from the Abbey? My grandfather used to tell me stories about the chambers beneath Sarth. Said there was once part of a rich dwarven mine. He called it the Macboogalan. Borgu. The Macboogalan Adarkalakakaka. I believe it was called, yes, at one time it was quite an impressive emerald mine. He suggested that there might be tunnels that connect with those directly beneath the Abbey. If you have any of the old dwarven maps or deeds, we might be able to get in through the old mine. Unfortunately, these maps are not in the hands of the Brothers of Sarth at the moment. We gave it over to the assistant tax collector who lives in Egley, a fellow named Stellan. I understand that there is some confusion in regards to how much the Abbey could be taxed because of its connection to those old mines. If you speak to him, I'm sure he could show you those documents. At least it sounds like a way we may be able to re-enter the Abbey. I don't suppose among those masses of books you have in the Abbey that you'd have one on chess, would you? I'm looking for information on a chess move called Abber's Turn. No self-respecting Keshian library would be without one. And as the Abbey was founded by Keshian wanderers, it stands to reason you have something. Wonderful. If you could dig up something for us, I'd be very happy to pay a finder's fee for anything you could find on chess moves. It's a fairly special request, so I may have to spend a while digging, and I do have other projects I need to handle this evening. Would you be willing to pay 100 sovereigns? Well, I think in this case it'll be worth it. I will see that your money is well spent. If you will wait here, I'll return as soon as I found something of interest. The priest returned several hours later. So what did you discover? Owen asked, his mood improving with Brother Mark's reappearance. Anything we can use? Mark frowned and burrowed in the folds of his robe. I found that there appears to be no difference between Nagla Pashawa's cockfighting, Daedalus Pokir, King's Mountain Dice, Stone Show, and Four Hands Down in chess. As far as our cataloging system's concerned, they are all still considered just games at this point. Owen shrugged. Oh well, nice try. I just wish we hadn't wasted our time or 100 fucking sovereigns. Brother Mark pulled out a scroll on his left sleeve and laid it on Owen's lap. It was no waste of time. You haven't seen this particular scroll. Pardon? Owen blinked at the parchment, then at the priest. What do you mean? What I mean is the scroll in your lap is known as the Sasha Balalihala Kukukukalaka, the Victor's Soul. It is perhaps the rarest and most valuable writing on the subject of chess ever put to paper. Unfortunately, it's also exceedingly rare. I get chills just thinking what we had to do to get it. This is our only translation available, and it was the only work I could find with reference to Abbar's Turn. Read it, and quickly, before Brother Anthony finds I've taken it. Owen smiled and unrolled the scroll, studying all the details of the move carefully. Once he'd absorbed the material, he produced the gold he owed Brother Mark. I promise I won't forget your efforts, brother. The priest nodded and snatched up the scroll. Let's just hope Brother Anthony can. Do you know anything about the Book of Macros? Of Macros? No. About Macros, I know we've had a few of them in the vaults, but concerning the legends about the Villa Beta, While he was living on Sorcerer's Isle, we might also have a few things by him in there, but I couldn't be certain without checking. We'll try our best to find the solution, but we have another important matter to attend to in very little time. What happens in the circumstance that this brother Dominic begins to hallucinate? I cannot say with any certitude. My assumption is that he will activate the mystic defenses. If that occurs, we're fucked. At least it doesn't sound as if he'll pose a life-threatening situation. If we come across anything that I think could help, I promise we will return as soon as we can. In exchange, do us a favor and stay out of Dominic's path until the problem is solved. Goodbye, brother.
Goodbye.
Alright, well now we got a fucking hell of a hike back to the opposite side. We can... Temple? No, probably not. Probably not. Yes, I do think it's the best idea, Dingleberry. Or no, wait, I don't. I wanted to go this direction. Look at that tree over there. That means we're about to get fucking ambushed. Getting ambushed sucks, man. There's no way to get initiative. Let's go. At least they're just Mordhill. They don't seem to be crazy strong dudes. Get the fuck out of my way. Trying to conserve my lightning staff here. Guy can't hit water if he fell out of a boat. It's another ambush. Holy shit. What, you just fucking laid your own dude to rest? What is wrong with you assholes? These are the Queegian pirates, and they are zero match for this badass party. Chilling out with some dragon plate. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Stay tuned for more Betrayal at Krondor.